It's me 45. I am joined by Madden Pro Noah tonight. This is the Let's Get Sticky Show's 13th episode, and it is a pleasure to have you on the show, young man. I'm going to let you introduce yourself and give us a little bit more info about yourself, and then we'll get into the questions.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. I'm Noah up next. Noah Johnson. I'm 17 years old. Madden Pro. Won the Madden Madden Challenge. Yeah, and I'm pretty good at Madden, I guess. So.
So, coming into this year, been a big difference for you this year, I guess you want to say. Um, Coming into quarantine, your senior year of high school, baseball. How was the change coming into all that?
Yeah, so quarantine actually allowed me to play a lot more Madden because like with school going on, I also play baseball. So like I really didn't have that much time after school to play Madden for my senior year. But after quarantine, I got to prepare a lot more for the bowl. So that really helped. Actually, kind of sucked that I didn't get my senior year, but I mean, it is what it is. Can't really control it, so.
I mean, so with baseball, what's going on with that? Like, are you getting scouted anywhere or anything good coming out of it?
Nah. I'm spending a lot more time on Madden, so baseball kind of went on the back burner.
Oh boy,
make a little bit more money on Madden. So.
I'm a baseball guy. Hey, not if you make it big, bro. Not
yeah,
if you make it big. Sure. Baseball seems to be where it's at. The contracts that you're flying out now. I mean, get that Mike Trout money. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, that's got to be wild, man. Like I couldn't imagine losing your senior year. I mean, so how many years do you letter in baseball?
3.
3-year letterman. So you started, I would say, 10th grade then, right?
Yeah, sophomore year.
And then were you ever scouted like for baseball? Did you have any scholarships on the table for it, or?
I was talking to some like D3 schools, but I mean, I didn't really want to play baseball in college, so.
Something.
I mean,
yeah. So it's just a hobby basically for you, just something to do.
Yeah. Play with my friends. I mean, I really enjoyed it when I was younger, but I kind of just like lost the love for the game almost. I mean, I found my love like in Madden, so I tried to put more time into Madden than like baseball.
Yeah, I mean that's that's kind of like the same thing with me. Is like I was scouted D1 in baseball coming out of high school. I threw my arm out though, and I could never throw the same speed I was throwing, and it took the offers off the table. So I fell into football. Football became my love, and I played 14 years in the minor league setting. So I mean, going into Madden, like, you just going into what I guess it was a challenge. You kind of like bursted onto the scene and like exploded out of nowhere. I've watched a lot. I didn't even know who you were at first, and then I was just like, this kid's coming out, man. This kid's defense is ridiculous. You're hit sticking people left and right, and most people don't do it. Most people stay away from hit sticking people. What got you into like thinking that you were solid enough to just come into hit sticking people?
I thought my stick was pretty good. And I'm like really good. Like I'm always good at regs. I'm really bad at like salary cap and like the MUT game modes. So I'm always like really good at regs. And DC was like basically regs this year, like almost the same thing. No abilities, which is basically like past Madden. So I mean, I felt really confident, and especially when it was like since it's a LAN setting. Like I mean, I know I won't be lagging at all. So like I feel like I could hit stick a lot of people. Nobody was playing on conservative, and I had like 95 plus hit power with like Ronnie Lott. I don't remember who my other linebackers were. I think it was like Mark Barron. I'm pretty sure he's got high hit power for some reason. And yeah, I was just killing people out there. And,
I was impressed. I was like really impressed because it's like it seemed like every time anybody came near you, it was pow. Every time I'm like, man, this dude's not missing. I was like, this is not in the game. How is he doing this? And like I said, I watched it. I've been watching for years. I've watched like when W and them were still running a lot. You had problems still in the tournament. Like I watched it from back then, and just to see somebody come out and hit stick the way you were, I was like super impressed. And then I just was like, defense. Your defense was nasty, dude. It was suffocating people. Like what went into prepping for your defense like that?
For like draft champs, I realized like I could just rely on the sheds. Like if people are passing, like I'm just gonna not give up any big plays. I'm gonna rely on the sheds, make them check down every single time. And since nobody was playing off conservative, I could just hit stick them. And like people were running into hit sticks left and right, as you said earlier. And so like yeah, I could. I just realized like if people are gonna check down every single play, like I'm either gonna be able to lurk them or hit stick them, and they're gonna fumble. And then if they try to bomb me over the top, I'm always I never give up big plays just for that big reason. Because like if I can hold someone to three, the way I felt my offense was going, like I felt like I could score seven every time. So I just needed to hold them to three. So I mean, yeah, I felt super confident. I played a lot of games online, like money games and stuff, to prepare for the tournament.
Yeah, now going in with the run only tactic was it's always interested in me because like I said, I'm more of a balance guy. I'm always running in pass, and it just seemed like there was really nobody that did it. But I think maybe Croft was sort of like a balanced person. Um, what made you just like decide like, hey, like I'm going to run and not passing?
Yeah, so for the bowl, I actually really did. I wanted to be more balanced, but I realized like I needed a really good defense because like my scheme, me, Volt, Joke, and Little Man and Mills, like the 10 cappers, we had the best scheme in my opinion because like we just needed to break one big run, and that's like super easy this year because like it's just so easy to run the ball, and then you just play good defense, and I felt like that was how I was going to win the tournament. If I played more balanced, I might have not been able to score every time, and then I also would have had a worse defense, which would have allowed my opponents to score more. So I realized my best chance to win was human joystick, Bo Jackson, and then play really good defense.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like to me, it's just mind blowing to me, I guess. But I mean, when there's money on the line, it's you got to do whatever job done. And I mean, you weren't the only one that did it. I mean, you had Joke doing it. You guys just Joke did it. I think there's a couple. I think Little Man was another guy. He like mentioned runner, and you guys air to pass. Like I was just kind of mind blown. I was really. It was kind of funny seeing some of the people that were going in these positions at cornerback, like Tressway and all that. I mean, I was kind of like thrown off by that, but I thought it was funny. But so being 17 years old and winning a belt this early, what did it do for you?
Oh, I mean, it was awesome. I feel like I just had a really good run, and then I was just able to capitalize on my position because like during that tournament, I actually went down 1-2 in a group stage. I was
I
a three
remember that.
seed, and then I ended up beating Ghost, and then went on to beat Kiv, then West, then Clef. But it was super fun, super cool experience. I actually felt like I really could have brought home the Madden Bowl belt too. So it was kind of frustrating that I wasn't able to get that one done, but definitely one belt is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, 17 years old with the belt and a good chunk of money. It's not a bad way to start it.
For sure, for sure.
Graduating and coming out already with a nice bank account set for you. So, when you get into all that, yeah, Noah does stream. Noah, we'll get all of his links and all that stuff out to you guys in a minute. But when like I look at the belt, like winning that belt, you took some names down with that, man. I mean, you took Kiv down. Kiv, one of the guys, he's been in what I think it's like 13 or higher events, live events. Just crazy. They come out of nowhere and just knock him off. Like, how did that feel knocking one of the big dogs out of the way?
Yeah, I felt because I played him the first day of like the finals, so I had to play like quarters, semis, and finals all on the same day. And I felt like if I was able to beat Kiv, I was going to win the tournament because my next opponent was Wesley, and I play him a ton online. I felt super confident against him. And then like if I make it to the finals, I know I'm not going to fold. So I knew I just needed to beat Kiv. It was a super. It really wasn't a close game. I thought it was going to be a lot closer. I played really good defense, caused a couple of hit stick fumbles, lurked him a couple of times for six, and it was really kind of easy game for me. I thought it was going to be a lot harder, just because like he's such a good player, but he wasn't running bunch that tournament because he didn't get a good bunch playbook. So I definitely got him out of his offense, and I felt like that kind of hurt him.
I mean, like that's just got to be amazing though. Being, like, I mean, this is your first tournament this year, right? Correct.
I played at the classic, but
Like,
I got
yeah.
like 17, so I didn't qualify for.
I'm
The
saying like overall this year, this is your first time running through it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So beating him, and then you ended up having to face Clef right afterward. I think to win it all. That's two big guys like back to back, man. Your mind had to just be blown at that time. Beating both those guys back to back like that had to have been like crazy, crazy, mind blowing experience. I mean, like,
Yeah, I mean, I felt super confident against those guys because I feel like any passer I play against, I'm gonna beat them. Just I feel like super comfortable facing the pass. Like runners are a different story. My run defense is still kind of suspect.
yeah.
I mean, I think that plays Madden's run defense is still kind of suspect,
See, I think the game
even in
changes
June.
so
But
much. The game changes so much, and it messes. Like you
yeah,
find something, and then they put out the new update. Then you get this. Then your defense that was running, then it's not doing what it was. Like I think that was probably one of the cool. Like I think it was kind of cool this year that it did that because it kept everybody like not everybody could just lock into one thing and stay there all year.
yeah, I
You're
think
back.
that
You
was.
froze up. Not you're back. So the game changes so much. Do you think that was a good thing that it changed like that, or was that more frustrating than anything?
Well, when they patched eye tight, like that was my main offense. That was kind of frustrating. But when they patched like 2-4-5 odd, where you could like shoot the run every time,
Yeah.
that was kind of nice. I actually hadn't played the game for like a couple weeks. I
Yeah.
was kind of didn't really play at all. So like the first time I faced that offense or that defense, I got like -10 yards rushing, and I got flooded. And I was like, well, this could get ugly for the Madden Bowl. So I was kind of glad they patched that. But I mean, the patches sometimes help the runners, sometimes hurt them. I mean, it is what it is. You just kind of have to adjust. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Kind of got to deal with it.
So what goes into your preparation going into each? Do you prep a little bit differently per like if you're going into the challenge, you're going into clubs, and then going into the bowl? Is it a different prep every time?
Uh, I mean, I'll prep like on the game, like a different game mode. I played a lot of regs like throughout the year, so even for the clubs, like I really didn't lab for clubs. I didn't really lab for the challenge. The first term I labbed for was the bowl, and I just labbed because I had no idea how to play salary cap. I'd play like 10 games all year. Even for like clubs, I didn't really play that much. I kind of just qualified, but then ended up losing early, which kind of sucked. But so I definitely hit up some of my guys. They got me right on salary cap, so that was super nice. But yeah, I just played a lot of lab games.
Because I've like when I think they were talking about you don't really lab up. That's to me is mind blowing. You don't lab up, but you can still come out and still play these guys and still knock these guys off their horse real quick. Like I don't like it's mind blowing because you see some of these guys like Clef up all night the night before the game. Like, to me, I think you burn yourself out doing that. I mean, but not lab like you don't really put in like that. So how do you come out and play each one of these guys? And some of them have such a different game style without
Yeah,
labbing
so
against it.
I mean, the way I lab is I'll like watch their previous games. I wouldn't say I'm really like playing the game, but I'll watch a lot of film, see what their favorite plays are, and like their red zone plays. Most people only have like one or two red zone plays, and I'll make sure I know what they are. I'll lurk them or whatever. But yeah, I feel like if I lab like a specific offense, I'm more of a freestyler. Like I always just thinking on the fly, making random adjustments. Because like if I always say like if I don't know what I'm gonna do next, like they have no idea what I'm gonna do. So like if I'm gonna play random, then they can't really adjust. And most of these guys, like if they lab a lot, they're gonna turn into like robots, and I want that because then I know
Easier.
once I get them off that, like they're gonna lose by 30. So
Gotcha,
I mean,
gotcha.
feel super confident like freestyling.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's not for everyone.
I mean, that kind of it makes sense. But I mean, if that's comfortable, if you're comfortable doing it that way, then you're gonna run with it. I feel it's the same way. I agree 100% the way you're talking about it. If they can't get what you're doing, they're not going to be able to adjust when you do make an adjustment to what they're doing. Because I mean, you're watching their games and you're putting time to see what they're running. What do you think? What was your biggest game this year that you played? Who do you think was your toughest opponent that you played?
It's got to be D Crawford, I guess, because he beat me. I mean, I wouldn't say he was actually my toughest. I would say that Clef game was probably my hardest game. Just because he had really good run defense. I kind of broke a lucky run to score a touchdown, and but I mean I played super good defense against him. The only game I felt like I really could have lost all year, that it wasn't like my fault. Like I just got like straight outplayed. Was Kiv in the classic first tournament of the year. Him and Mo had the edge blitz run defense, which was like never before
Yeah,
seen, and it bagged me. Like I lost by like 20. Uh,
jeez.
that was the only game I felt like where I just got like flooded. Every other game I felt like I just made a couple small mistakes that kind of hurt me.
Yeah, I heard like the classic was had to been like a nice like. I guess it's a big change for everybody because you guys are usually in a certain mode, and you don't have to qualify for that, and you get to go in there. I mean, that had to have been like a crazy experience for your first to start off like with all those people there and have to run through all those people and to finish 17th. I mean, it's still a good spot to finish.
Yeah, I lost my second loss to like knock me out was against young Tony, who's a really good player. I actually folded like a 10 point lead in the fourth quarter, so that definitely hurt me. I mean, I felt super confident because like Ezekiel Elliott was like Jesus during that game mode.
Yeah,
Like
definitely
dude
was
was
with the
just
armbar.
yeah, yeah. He was killing people left and right, just throwing them to the ground. I mean, the dude was crazy. So I definitely felt super confident. I was kind of frustrated that I blew that lead, but
Yeah, I mean,
it was a super cool experience.
yeah, I mean, so what is like next for you? Are you gonna end up joining up on a team? Do you think, or are you end up gonna just run solo?
I don't know. I mean, there's pros and cons to both because like when I run solo, like no one knows what I'm gonna do. They don't really know like what my adjustments are, and I can kind of just catch them off guard, play freestyle more. But like I also be like have to learn a lot more on my own. Like being in a crew, like you always got your guys like they can lab you up or whatever. You guys are gonna be ahead of the curve for everything, but like then you also are gonna have to beat those guys in order to like win the big tournaments. Like if I run solo, there's no one on my side. Like I can just play by myself and win the game. Uh, and just like no one really knows what I'm doing. So I mean, there's pros and cons to both. It really just depends to see what the next Madden does.
I mean, that's I think I get blown away by some of you guys. Like I'm very blown away by you and Henry, the way you guys came on the scene and exploded. Um, I think I don't know. I feel as watching you, I feel like you have a little bit of a better curve than he does right now. He's still making like some really big mistakes in tight situations. Um, but you don't seem to make those big mistakes. You seem to stay away from that, and if you do make the mistake, it's usually early in the game, and you can come back from it. How is that with your adversity of being down? You're down to being up.
Oh, I'm always able to like just compete in general. I mean, I think that really helps. Like playing sports when I was younger, like I'm always just competing, and like no matter what I'm doing, and I think that really helps me play Madden. So
Yeah,
like
man, like
I'm always ready to come back. Been down before.
I know Henry's a monster, bro. Like it's just he's finally getting to show up. Like I get it. Like kid hasn't been able to. This is what the first time he's actually been able to get on the scene and actually go out. He's gonna be these two right here. I think are gonna be a problem. D Croft, like Madden's gonna be something crazy coming up. Like I can't wait to see you guys grow in this because it's I just feel as you guys are gonna get better and it's gonna get tougher and tougher. And I'm just waiting to see if any of the older guys can hang on with you guys. Like if they're going to be able to stay around. Like if now that Jokes won, does he still have? Will he still have that ambition to keep fighting against you guys as you guys get older? You guys are going to get more aware of things. You guys are going to get better at the game. Um. So I mean, like, what's going to be like your next step? Do you think? Like, are you going to try to? Are you going to come out and go right at it and are you gonna go to the classic? Are you gonna start from there? Are you gonna try to just go and win and qualify?
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be at every tournament that EA has. Hopefully, they're in person. Like, obviously, they can't really control it. Like, if coronavirus is still going crazy, but if the classic's in person, I'll definitely be there. Definitely be playing in every EA tournament. Hopefully, I mean, I'm just gonna have to learn what's glitchy in Madden 21, whether it be running or passing. I'm always just do the meta, just better than however other people can do it.
Scared of Madden 21 right now. They haven't been able to work on it like they would typically be able to work on it. So scared of what's gonna come out. If it's not gonna
Yeah,
be
I
like
don't know.
a little bit of Madden 20 again, put it into it. How was it? How was it though? Like being, because like I said, you got to play on stage to playing at home. Which would you? I mean, I imagine you prefer being on the stage and not at your house. But how was it like being at home and running the bowl through your house?
Oh, I hated playing at my house. Honestly, I felt like I couldn't really lock in at all. I feel like it's just like I'm a different animal. Like on the stage, I'm a lot more locked in. I felt like, um, and it was kind of like, I don't know. I don't like playing it at home. I mean, I know I had to just because like the way
Yeah.
like the situation was. I mean, it is what it is. It was better than not having a bowl at all. But I mean, I definitely better would have liked it better if it was in person.
I mean, it's got to be different. I mean, you got people yelling, you got people like feeding you. I mean, so I mean, not having that. I mean, some people don't like it, some people do. Like, I'm more of a guy that likes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love the light.
exactly.
Like, you can put the light all over me and knock out. Like, I love it.
Exactly. I'd love to be sitting right next to my opponent all the time.
And just capping in his ear. So throughout the tournaments, got to see a little bit of your mom supporting you. Was your mom and your dad and your family, were they like big supporters from the beginning, or was it something that they had to work them into?
Oh yeah, they definitely been super supportive. They didn't really understand like Madden and like video games just in general. But like when they started to realize that I could make some money off of it, they were super supportive. And yeah, they're really supportive
Usually,
of
money
me playing
happens to do
Madden.
that. My
Yeah.
mom would have told me no, get out the house, go work. That's what I would have got told. You guys are definitely in a better era for it than we are than I was when I grew up. Um, but she says you're quiet, and I don't. I, for some reason, I don't believe this. That she was saying that you're quiet, and she's like really. She said she was unexpecting the loudness from you, the yelling, and everything. So, is the yelling that's just something that comes with the competitive side of you, or is that who you really are?
No, yeah, that's just basically like I flipped the switch. I'm actually a really quiet person. I'm usually just chilling. I'm never really like screaming a lot, but when I'm playing Madden, it brings. I mean, I feel like that brings it out of a lot of people. Madden
Definitely
be pissing
does.
me off sometimes, so you just
It
gotta be
definitely does.
screaming.
So has Noah drunk spiked the controller yet?
No, I'm not wasting $60. I have one controller. I have one Xbox controller, one PlayStation controller. I've been rocking all year.
Jeez, that's I don't know if I've ever made it a whole year through a controller.
Yeah, no, I'm not wasting $60. I can't do it.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been there. I was in a heated I was doing really well in weekend league, and I got in this real tight one, and it was this kid threw the ball, and I intercepted it. Like, you seen the ball go in my hand, it was there. Then you see
Hmm.
this little glitch, and the ball was not in my hands no more. And I look behind me, and this guy's got the touchdown. And I just turned around and I just hauled off, and I mean that thing, poof, and it smacked and bounced to the ceiling. So I understand the yelling and everything. So, like, did you? How was it when you were first started capping at people? Were they like who is this dude, or were they respecting it or not really?
no, I mean, I wouldn't even say I was really capping at the challenge. I was kind of just like hyping myself up. I wasn't really capping at my opponent. I was capping a lot more at the classic because I was like, you're not up on the stage. You're kind of like in the back room almost, or like the main floor where you're like right next up to your opponent, and
Yeah.
they're not wearing the big headphones or anything, so they can definitely hear you. And I was getting in some people's faces, and also in like some offline tournaments, or not offline, but like non EA sanctioned tournaments
Yeah.
that are lands. I've been in some people's faces. I mean, people are gonna get mad at you, but I feel like once they start focusing on you instead of the game, like you already won the game.
Yeah, so it's just basically for you to get in somebody's head. Like,
Oh yeah,
so like
it's a lot of mind games. A lot of mind games. They're focusing on me more than the game. Then I know it's over.
so now, who is there anybody like on your radar that you want to be, that you have to be, like that is like one of your take down?
Oh, that I have to beat. I gotta beat Decroft. I mean, he knocked me out of the tournament. So I mean, he's definitely on my radar. I gotta beat him. Simple as that. Like anyone that's beaten me in like a tournament, like you just gotta beat him.
Yeah, like it. I like the fire. Like it's definitely. I think there's more behind it. I think there really is. Like just watching you on the stage, like I said, I watched you in the challenge, and it was just like you get in. Like do you when you get into the point? I watched you do this a couple of times. Like you'll be talking to yourself. Is that like you talking to yourself to get your mind right, or is that talking to yourself? Hey, look, I need to readjust and get this thing settled down so I can win.
Yeah, it's just kind of get my mind right, like get my focus, like realize all I gotta do. Like when I always say like go get seven or one stop, like I realize like it's like not that hard. I try to like over adjust, overthink sometimes. When realize like if I'm up seven and it's like the fourth quarter, I just gotta get one stop and the game's over. Or, like if I just like if it's a tie game fourth quarter, I realize just go get seven and I win the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot more simpler. I just sometimes just gotta tell myself that.
I just one thing I got to pay attention to a lot of things. It's not just you playing the game. It's like what you're doing. Like if you get in a certain spot, what do you do? Like if you could talk yourself, hey, look, only this many points, so I can come back. We can get this. Um, but now as a content creator, is it going to change as you're going through the tournament this year? Like, are you gonna um not show as many games this year, or are you gonna still do what you're doing?
I don't know. I definitely want to stream a lot more because I really enjoy streaming. I don't really know what to stream right now because I don't really like playing Mutt. So there's not much to stream right now.
Bro,
So
I'm in the
I mean,
same boat as you right now.
yeah, I'm about. I can't wait for Madden 21 just so I can start streaming a lot more like Mutt. Like I'll play Mutt at the beginning of the year, but like right now I don't really know what I'm supposed to stream. But I'll definitely be streaming a lot more hopefully. Uh, and I'll run whatever. I always want to run whatever because like sometimes that actually helps you.
Yeah,
Because if people know what you're gonna run, like you can over adjust or outthink them almost.
I got you. It makes sense. Yeah, I was just wondering because I know some people they disappear during these tournaments. Like Henry was one of them. Here, they didn't see much of a joke. Those guys, they don't really want nobody seeing anything. So to see you keep going through it, I just wondered why you did it and how you went about like hiding what you typically do, like what your game plan was going to be. Like, how did you
Uh,
stream and not really show your whole game plan?
Uh, well, I felt like playing regular like regs and then salary cap is like whole two different Maddens.
Yes,
Like, and so
it
like my
is.
scheme on regs is a lot different than what I run on salary cap. Like, and I could tell people I'm running the ball every single play. Like, they're still gonna have to stop it. Like, I mean, everyone knew I was running the ball every single play, and like I was still able to beat a couple people.
Yeah, I
So.
mean, so now if you do you have so I from what I'm hearing, I would say that you prefer regs over anything. Now, getting into the salary cap part of it, do you prefer the score to be lower or higher? Like your points that you have for your team.
I mean, I feel like higher because I feel like if I can score every time, like even if my opponent's scoring, I feel like I always want to put the pressure on my defense. I feel like I play a lot better on defense. I'm a more defensive player. And then like for reason I like regs over salary cap, it's just allows me to play balance. I know everyone sees me. I just run the ball every play, but I mean I'm gonna pass. I played in a couple like when I play regs, like it allows you to pass because like you have good players everywhere. It's
Yeah,
so hard to play balance in salary cap because it's so much cap.
yeah, I got you. So I mean, like, so you prefer to have your defense more beefed up than your offense? Spend a lot of money on your back.
Yep. Yeah. You don't spend any cap on your wide receivers, quarterback, fullback. You have a good O line, and then you just have a juiced up defense. When you got to play balanced, you have to get every position in the game, and it's just so much harder on your cap.
So I'm gonna bring this question to you because I've done it to every other Madden guy. Abilities, like them? No.
Uh, I mean, some of the abilities, I like some of them. For Madden 21, they're definitely coming back. They already confirmed it
Yeah,
to
I've seen that
some of the
too.
pro guys.
Hurts my
So
hurt. I'm not.
yeah,
I'm not a ability guy.
yeah, if they could, if they like, as crazy as this might sound, they need to add more abilities to counter the abilities right now.
That
Because
makes
like right
sense.
now, there's not enough. Like, there's no O line abilities that really work. That like you can counter the D line chems. The wide receiver chems like just lets you catch every pass,
Austin,
and then
Moss.
Oh yeah, and then you have Moss. Like yeah,
That one, I had one the other day, literally, and I mean, I was mad. Like I literally turned the game off and I went and streamed somebody else, something else. Because
yeah.
I went up, I
Mutt's
had
a whole
three
different
people,
demon right
I had
now.
3 people on him, 3 people on him, and he still caught the ball. Turns around and runs for a touchdown. I'm like, dude, I have a guy behind you, I have a guy on the side, you have a guy in front of you. I'm like, how? I'm like, how? Like I was just like, I lost my mind on it. I'm like, this is crazy, crazy. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with the game. And I pushed the button. I was like, you're done. Something else in.
Yeah, the abilities on Mud are insane right now. Definitely not an enjoyable experience with Most.
Now, is there? You would prefer like if you could make competitive in own mode. What would you like to see inside that mode? Like, if it was
Um,
strictly competitive, like it was strictly competitive MCS, like take out or what would?
well, I just like just to start off, I mean, I hope they made the binders like every card in the game available, whether it be like you have to pay 50,000 coins or whatever, so like
Okay,
no one was behind the curve just because you don't have enough current coins.
okay.
Just for that, like that's probably be step one. I don't even know. Like that's why th're in a tough spot. I don't really know. Like I just kind of play the game.
Yeah, you just
Um,
go with whatever is there.
yeah, I just go with whatever. Like when people are always complaining, I mean, complaining really doesn't go like do anything. I just kind
Definitely
of play.
doesn't.
Yeah, play whatever they hand me. I do wish though that like they let you use the full binder of every card in the game because it puts people at a huge disadvantage if you don't have the if you don't grind enough or spend enough money. Like it's kind of
Oh
hard
yeah,
to
yeah, I get that 100%.
build a good salary cap team
We fall
or
behind
MUT in
real
general.
quick. So, what do you prefer, Xbox or
I love the PS4. I always played PS4 when
my
I was
man?
younger
My
because
man.
yeah, because all my friends had it. So like if we were playing like Call of Duty or whatever, and then also like the PS4 controller is a lot better than the Xbox. The Xbox controller is like just weirdly shaped.
I feel like I hit. I feel like when I'm going for a tackle or something, I always like go and hit this two buttons together and I chop instead of grabbing the ball. That controller, I hate it.
Yeah, I hate the Xbox controller too.
So now you have to play Xbox at certain times throughout the tournament. Like, you have to play on that, or do you like? Is there like an adapter that you can put on the
Yeah,
controller?
there's an adapter. I don't like using it though, just because like the buttons on the screen are still like Xbox related, and I don't want to
Okay.
like accidentally press X and it be the X on the PS4 or whatever.
Gotcha. Yeah, I keep doing that. I've been playing a little bit of Xbox lately. I've been playing this League, and I'm just like, I'll see the thing, and I have PS4 in my mind locked. Like I don't have to look nothing, and I hit the button, and it'll go to a different receiver. I'm like, damn, like come on, man. but
Yeah,
but I mean, you don't like. I'm looking at this thing right here. I don't see the belt. I know it's behind your head. You gotta give the belt. You gotta show him the belt. Show him
yeah,
that thing. Show
I
that
got
thing
you. I
off,
got
man.
you.
Look at this thing. 17 years old, man. 17 years old. Look at that thing.
Number one, baby.
That's huge, man. Listen to this guy. PS4 is that around? That thing is crazy, dude. That thing is nuts.
Yeah, it's actually kind of heavy too. I didn't think it'd be that heavy.
That's like a real belt. Like that's nice. So now your turtle. What did you end up with? Like your turtle earnings out of this season?
For the MCS, I think like 47,000, I think.
47,000 in this first. Like that's like people's 2 years of salary sometimes. In a
Yeah, it's
game of
definitely
football.
crazy being able to play Madden for money. I mean, it's crazy.
So, like with that, like, are you just gonna keep saving up and then end up moving into your own like house? Are you plan on doing, what do you plan on doing with the money you're winning,
Sheesh, I don't know.
man?
Definitely saving up for it. For some bigger purchases in the future. I don't really have any expenses right now, so I'm kind of just chilling, trying to make as much money as I can playing Madden.
I mean, so the parents are cool. Is like that? Is that that's your job coming out of school? Like that's what you're doing? No college for you?
Yeah,
Are you doing any college?
I'm gonna take a gap year. I was gonna go to Maryland, but like with all the coronavirus and stuff, like I didn't want it to be like an online.
Yeah,
I'm
you want the
really bad at
experience.
learning online, so yeah, I'd rather like be in person. So I'm gonna take a gap year, see play Madden full time next year, see what I can do, and then like if it obviously if it doesn't work out, I can always just go to Maryland the year after.
You're that's right. You are from Maryland. I'm from Maryland also. I live in PA
Oh,
now
for real?
though. Yeah, I'm from over in like Crofton area,
Oh,
E
probably
County.
yeah, I Crofton. Yeah, it's like 20 minutes. So I'm from like Ellicott City.
I'm down there all the time. I come down for the Redskins game. My
Yeah,
brother, most of my family lives down there. We know you're an Eagles fan.
yeah. I actually was able to meet Darius Geis. He's a super cool guy.
I watch him a lot on the stream, a lot on the stream. Like that dude is loud. He is
Yeah,
animated.
yeah. He hit me up and he was asking for some tips on Madden, so I was able to help him out. And he's a super cool guy, super down to earth. So that was super. Even though he's a Redskin, kind of hate him for that, but it is
Hey,
what it is.
he's trying to bring you to the good side, bro.
Yeah, he was trying to get me. You don't understand. Being the only Eagles fan, I got to deal with Ravens and Redskins
I,
fans.
I was just getting ready to get to that question. How do you deal with living in Maryland as an Eagles fan? It
I
cannot be
mean, I
fun.
have to be like honestly, like I respect Lamar Jackson because like he's a super good player, but like I gotta hate him just because all my friends are just super huge Lamar Jackson fans. So I mean, I'm gonna be a Lamar Jackson hater even though he's a super good player. But and then the Skins, I mean, they're just terrible.
They are. It's been a long time coming. I think we might be all right this year. And
Yeah.
we got the nonsense out the way. I think we might be all right. It might be. I think we're gonna have a really good division this year. I think it's gonna be tough. Like a lot of these teams. Like you got. I think we all kind of like are in a rebuild kind of stage. It's not like one that's gonna be too dominant over the next one. But I mean,
Oh
you
yeah.
always.
The
I mean,
division games are always insane for the NFC East.
I got to see. I've been. I was brave enough. I took myself to Eagle Stadium, and I got out the car, and I felt very overwhelmed real quick because I looked around, and there was not one burgundy jersey around, not one. And then we were walking down. I mean, they were on me as soon as I got out the car. My buddy, he's an
Yeah.
Eagles fan, so they were on me right out the back. Make this
Yeah,
turn.
you're a brave soul.
Well,
I've never been.
we made this
But
turn. We made this turn, and it's like I just see burgundy jerseys. I was like, oh, thank God! Like it was like such a relief. I was like, I'm not gonna die. But uh, it was actually Deshaun Jackson. Actually, was still with the Redskins at this time when I was there, and I was the only Redskins fan in my section. No other Redskins fan, and Deshaun Jackson caught this huge touchdown on the right sideline from Kirk Cousins. And I'm up there screaming, and like there's like dudes are throwing beers at me and everything. It was nuts. But I got to see the Cowboys down in Washington. I don't know if I got to see the Giants. I think the Eagles are the only ones I've got to see down in Maryland. But like if you like, dude, if you ever want to get together, you let me know. We'll get tickets and we'll go to it.
yeah, for sure. I've actually never been to the Redskins Stadium before. Like any games that I've been to have always been at M&T Bank Stadium with the Ravens.
You
Ravens
gotta get around.
Steelers games are also insane. That's probably got to be one of the greatest rivalries for football.
You've never seen a Dallas Cowboys and Redskins game,
Yeah, no,
then.
I've never seen one. I've never seen the prime
those,
time one because
dude,
either one of
those
those teams has always been bad. Like,
like I always feels our division is never bad though. You know what I mean?
yeah, like
When it comes to the division game, you don't know
yeah,
who's coming out. It doesn't matter
exactly.
how
One
good
team
your
could
team
be
is.
0-15, the other one could be 15-0, and I mean, I could take the 0-15 team and be like proud.
Yeah,
Like they
right.
might win.
That's how it was. Like we got to see. I was down there. It was got to see Dallas, and I'm telling you, the atmosphere is absolutely insane when it's Dallas. Like you go in there and like there's so much burgundy, and then you get these guys that are brave enough to come out as Dallas fans. And I got to see one. It was probably the best game I've ever seen so far. Dante Stallworth still with them. This is when he played, and he had caught a touchdown in the end zone, back corner, and you could see I was sitting right there where you could actually see his feet touch inside the right inside the corner of the end zone to take it to overtime. It was wild. I've never experienced their eruption like I did. Like you could feel it. Like everybody started screaming. You could feel the stadium go through you. Like you could feel it through your blood. Like it was nuts. So even though you're Eagles fan, Redskins Stadium, right there, dude.
Yeah, yeah. The football atmosphere is insane
But I'm gonna open this up to some of these guys that are in chat because I've seen a lot of questions going through here for you. Um,
for sure.
so I'm gonna scroll through here. I've seen a bunch. So they want to know if you. This one was earlier. They want to know in Madden 21, do you want it to be passing, pass heavy, or run heavy?
I mean, I think honestly, like I think the game is going to be run heavy again, just because Lamar Jackson's on the cover. They're probably going to make him insane. But I kind of wish it was pass heavy because I feel like there's a kind of a skill gap if it was pass heavy in running the ball. I feel like I'd play more balanced, and I feel like I'd still be able to run the ball really effectively. So I hope it's pass heavy, so people stop complaining too.
I mean, W will still complain. He doesn't want to run the game.
Yeah, I know. It's like if I run one play, like everyone's gonna flame me. I
uh,
can't live.
I was like, how is that football if you take the run out of the game? Like it's got to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what 19? I think it was pretty pass heavy. You couldn't
Hmm.
run the ball for nothing, no matter who you had. Anybody else? Chat. If you guys got questions for him, let him fly.
It was super cool to meet Darius Geis, Beast Mode. He was a super cool guy, really down to earth.
That one. Said, how do you like your steak?
Medium well.
Medium well. That's like me too.
Yeah,
Like that shit moving. You know what I mean? Some people bring them out. They're bright red on the inside, and then
yeah. No, I can't. I can't. I'm not eating it straight off the cow. Don't got time.
then they asked how do you feel about Taylor Mays' goal?
Oh, he's a demon. I don't think he's the best though. I think it'd be Calvin Johnson. He's probably the best.
I feel like the Calvin Johnson card is like super stiff. I feel like he's
Oh,
just
you don't
stiff.
like him?
No,
For
I
a
still
user, I think
dude.
he's
I still play
insane.
Sean Taylor. I still play with Sean
Oh
Taylor.
yeah, yeah. I hope they give him a new card. He
Dude,
needs a new card.
so like if they give him a card, he's gonna be able to come down so fast. Like
Oh yeah,
he's
he's
starting
always
to
been a
he's
he's been a
starting to
click.
fall. He's starting to fall behind a little bit. I'm starting to feel it, like because that's what I'm a big free safety user. I don't know
Hmm.
why I play there because I didn't play that in like high school and I didn't play it in college and I didn't play it in minor league. I always played linebacker. I played outside linebacker, and for some reason, I'm more comfortable playing with safety than I am playing with the linebacker. You're like, I mean, your linebacker is your main user, correct?
Oh yeah, you got to use the linebacker. Except for 146, I'll sometimes use the free safety. Like if I'm using the purple and like cover three or whatever, I'll sometimes use him to bring him down in the box.
He said,
But
medium.
yeah.
Oh no, you a
Uh,
squads guy? Are you a squads guy?
like that's an interesting question because I just played in a squads tournament. Shout out my dude I'm Risky hosting like a $2,000 tournament. I think EA didn't really put a lot of time or effort into the game for squads, so it's not really that good in my opinion right now.
Yeah, squads
If
is
they,
real
if they
iffy.
put a lot of time into it, I feel like it could be a really cool game, like game mode. Just because like playing with two other people is definitely like a super huge change, than playing by yourself. I always prefer playing by myself though, just because like I hate like having to blame. So like I always want to blame myself. Like it kind of sucks if like someone else kind of costs you. Like if it's my
I
fault, then
call it out. I call it out. I play squads. We had a group of playing played every week, and I was like they'd suck, like they'd mess up. Like, yo, bro, like you just fucking pick it up, stop sucking, dude. Like you're killing us. What's your thoughts on Gold Tick and Bo?
He's a glitch. Best running back in the game. No doubt about it. Best running back in the game. You put human joystick on that guy? Yeah, GG's.
Who's your favorite? Who's the favorite quarterback? This one gets to me because I hear so many different things from you guys. out of these golden tickets that come out, and like who do you think's the best quarterback in the game?
So I've only tried the Josh Allen golden ticket. I'm still rocking my Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl MVP.
Oh my
He's
god,
a
no!
demon for
I
me.
can't. I can't do it. I can't do the release, bro. The release is
Yeah,
killing me.
and he doesn't have hot route master, so that kind of sucks. I think the best would probably be RG3 though, or it's Vic, but I hate
Man,
using a lefty.
see, I told you guys it's RG3.
I hate
Yeah,
using a lefty though. I think
RG3.
Vic's the best, but
I think
can't
RG.
use him.
I think RG3 for the fact like I was telling people like they were like, why do you think he's so good? I was like, well, I can do both things. Get him, you can put him in, and you can get. I think it's like pocket dead eye on him, and
Mhm.
then you can get escape artist, and you can get dashing dead eye. I'm like, what else you need? Like you can stay in the pocket if you want, you can run if you want.
Facts.
And that's why I liked him. Like it's not even just because I can use Redskins chem on him. It was more just I could stay in the pocket if I wanted to. I could run if I wanted to. Like not there. I don't think there's another quarterback that's able to do. Plus, you get I think you get route dead eyes with them too. Like you can dead eyes, you can do sideline dead eye, you can do all those different routes with them. And none of the other quarterbacks allow you to do. I know Vic doesn't allow you to do routes, dead eyes, or anything like that. Like his pocket dead eye and the rest of it, but you can't do any routes. That's
Yeah.
why I felt like he was the one you could.
I'm a
Oh,
mutt noob. I have no idea what half the abilities. It's June and I still don't know what half the abilities do. I'm a mutt noob. I know how to. I know the abilities on the Niners, the Chiefs. I know all the regs abilities, but I don't know any of
well, I mean, like
these.
you got dashing dead eye. Everybody pretty much knows what dashing dead eye.
Yeah,
You face Vic 100 times a year, so I mean, dashing is pretty much what that is. And then escape artist, you face Vic, know what escape artist is. Um, then like the pocket dead eye is basically you stay in the pocket and you have like perfect accuracy inside the pocket. And your routes are basically if you run like the in route ones, you get dead eyes inside. Like your routes, you throw in route, you got a better chance of completing than it being picked off. He said lies. Go with the Josh Allen. See, Josh Allen to me, I just feel like he was
I
slow, bro.
hated Josh Allen. I used him for like 10 games. He was awful.
I thought he was too slow.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
didn't like
everything
him.
else was good on him, but I thought he was just too slow.
Yeah, gotta have speed. Favorite game besides Madden? Probably Call of Duty, just because you can play with like other people. I hate playing like games by myself. Like if it's not like if it wasn't Madden and like I wasn't making money off of Madden, I'd probably be playing Call of Duty just because it's a team game. It's fun playing with other people.
Jeez, Call of Duty. I would have never took you for a Call of Duty guy ever. I guess it's because I always see you playing. You're always playing Madden.
Yeah, it'd either probably be Call of Duty or 2K.
I feel it's 2K. I think last couple of years bad to me.
Yeah, I just like playing Park. I wouldn't like say it's like a great gaming experience. I just like playing.
Like if you had a choice to do anything other than go be a Madden Pro, what would you do? Like if you had to go out of school and had to figure out something, of course college, but what would you be your major and then what would you do as a job?
Yeah, I don't really know. I was probably gonna go in undecided or do something with business. I'm really. I have no idea. So, but
No
like
idea.
if I had to do another game besides Madden, definitely like Fortnite, just because that's where the money's at.
Yo, Fortnite's got some money. That's no lie. I
Yeah,
think that
that's
kid
what I'm
was what?
saying. I'm gonna follow the money. So,
I think he was. I think the kid that the youngest kid was what? I think 15 years old and took a mill
yeah,
home.
Booga. Yeah, he won
Yeah.
$3 million. Yeah,
Could you imagine that?
yeah,
Could you imagine that, dude? Like being 15 and having $3 million in your bank account. That's one thing.
yeah.
That's one thing. Do you I mean, this is your first year in with the way Madden pays out, and of course EA has all the money. Do you think the prizes should be up?
Oh, they could definitely like. I mean, like they can look at it two ways. Like they can see like the way that the comp scene is right now, and like I mean, it's whatever. I mean, like people like only 2 to 3 people can really do it as like a full time gig, like living off the MCS, or like maybe five at most, and then everyone else has to do like a side job or whatever, or like some other source of income. And they can like see well, and then like they're still making all their money off of packs and whatever. So like they're doing whatever. But if they wanna grow the game, they're definitely gonna have to invest more into the comp scene. I feel like that could definitely bring more people. Um, playing the game competitively. But I mean, it really just depends on if they want to or not. I mean, EA holds all the cards because like you
I mean,
can't
it's
really do
just
anything.
to me, it just sucks that you guys, some of you guys, this is what
Yeah,
you guys do, and like you said, the money that you guys are making. I mean, you made enough that you could live for the year. You could probably live for the year off of that, but you're not
exactly.
doing much more than that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and if like you put all your eggs like there's no guaranteed stuff or anything. So like if I have a bad year or whatever, like you're just screwed.
yeah,
Like like
like
there's
that's
no like
what I feel like. I've been saying this all year. I think they pay you guys more and give you guys the opportunity to actually do as a career, as a living. I mean, like if you look at Call of Duty, those guys make stupid money in those tournaments. Same thing with Fortnite. Fortnite's not even been around as long as Madden, and they make more money, make way more money than Madden sees. And
I don't think you could really compare Fortnite and Call of Duty though, just because it's like around the world probably has a bigger audience. Even though like EA probably makes as much as those companies, it's like not a bigger draw. I think you could compare it to 2K though, just like how like all their guys are making guaranteed contracts and whatever. Like I
yeah,
think it's like
I love the
35,000.
way they do the drafting.
Yeah, the
They have,
draft, guaranteed contracts. I mean, they definitely could bring that to Madden.
I mean, I would love to see that happen for you guys. I mean, like I said, you guys spend a ton of time doing, it, and it's on what can be done to maybe make Madden a large scale event.
Um, I think like really like it's just like it's. I think it's kind of simple. Like I think if they put a lot more money in the game, like it will bring more people. Like I mean, we could be playing like tic tac toe or whatever. But I mean, if they put a lot more money in it, people will come. People are gonna follow the money. So if they put more money into it, I think they will make it a bigger event. The way they can do that is either invest their own money or get the NFL to be bigger partners. Because like right now, the NFL is not really doing like I don't know what they do for clubs. I know like the NFL puts some money into it, but I don't know like how much or whatever.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean, I
how
mean, I
big a
think the
partner they
NFL
are.
is starting. I think you're starting to see the NFL starting to get into it more. I mean, definitely um with them getting involved with you guys being able to. Some of these clubs were allowing had a little setup for you guys to go to the stadium or whatever and play the games there and whatnot. And you see a lot of these NFL players are really diving in on it. So I think I think you're going to see more just from my eyes and the business side point. I think NFL sees the opportunity, but does EA see the opportunity?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I mean, EA like they realize like they're still making their money off of packs regardless whether the comp scene is there or not. Like we're not making them that much money because like there's only 3 or 4 events a year. Like they're not doing like we're just playing the game and they're still making their money off of packs. So I don't know what they're
Well,
gonna do.
I think they did like I think their third quarter was like $1 billion or something.
Exactly. So like even if they put like 5 million, like it changed the prize pool, I think it was like 1.5 or something, 1.3 or something this year. They changed it to 5 million. Like that would just make such a huge difference for so many of the comp guys.
Yeah.
And like they probably wouldn't even feel it in their pockets.
I mean, it gives you guys the opportunity to actually live. I mean,
Exactly. Yeah. Like
and I mean, they have the money to do it. And I mean, from where the comp scene was to where it is now, yeah, it's made a jump. It's got to. I think it still has to. I think it has to make a bigger jump. Saying it's got to make that jump and put itself in play with like some of these other games. Um, just because like people aren't going to put the time into it if they can't make a living off live that way if that's what their career is. Game.
yeah, for sure. And they definitely have some more sponsorships this year. They got a Snickers, I think, Pizza Hut, Starbucks,
Yeah, they're starting
a
to get
couple
those
others.
back. So I mean, they lost a
Yeah.
lot of those. They lost a lot of those sponsors back in the day. Um, to the certain people's mouths and stuff like that. Like, so I mean, that coming back, I mean, it's going to help. I'm hoping it helps you guys, and it's not just going to them. That's kind of reason why I kind of got the show going with it all is to get you guys seen a little bit more. I mean, everybody knows who you are. Like they can go to your stream and not, and you're still playing the game. You're not really giving them the end of who Noah is or who I get on here. And that's kind of why I started it. I did it. I do this for content creators too. Like I get content creators on here and it was just something I've been thinking about, and then I was actually very impressed to like see like you guys willing to jump on. Like usually when you guys are comp players, it's so hard to get guys involved. Afraid like, oh, I'm gonna get this question. If I answer it the wrong way, then it could mess up my image. And I was like, look, I ain't got nothing to do with that stuff. Like I ain't trying to mess up nobody's image. I'm trying to just get people out there because, like I said, we really don't get to see you guys as much as I think EA would push you guys. You know what I mean? Like, don't get to see you guys get to learn who you really are. We get to see you on these Madden Bowls 4 times a year. Madden's yes, 4 times a year. So that's why I really think I like it, and a lot of you guys are really jumping on. We've had multiple guys, and I think we got January. We have a good set of people. We have in July we have a good set of people. We have Civil, we have Nancy, we have D Croft. So I mean, definitely being responded to by you guys. And like I said, I can't thank you guys enough for being on here. Ooh,
Oh
there's
yeah,
one for you. There's
thank you
one
for the
for you,
invite.
Noah. There you go. Noah. You think crossplay would be more fun?
Oh yeah, crossplay would be awesome. Just to help my bank account at least, so I don't have to buy PS5 and the Xbox, like the new Xbox and the new
Right,
PS4
right.
5. So that would be super nice. I definitely think it actually will happen for Madden.
You think it happens this year, 21?
Yeah, I think it will. I hope so.
Let's go. He thinks it's gonna happen. I mean, I think it'd be awesome. Then you can really see who's better. You can see, Xbox talks a lot of trash that they're the superior to the Madden
Yeah,
us PS4 guys.
I think for Madden, I think PS4 is more like top heavy. It's got a lot of the goons at the top.
Yeah,
The bottom is kind of like a little suspect, and I think Xbox like doesn't have like the goons at the top, but it's like solid
all the way
like
through.
for like the tournaments like 1 through 64, like all 64 guys are like super tough or like good players.
It'd be interesting to see for sure. I mean, I would like it. I think it'd be kind of cool. I just don't know if I'd like it to have like market put together because I think it'd just be
Oh,
wild.
that would change everything.
It would. It would be nuts because I don't think you like cards over going for 600,000 this year. If you have that, you have all the markets combined. You have PC, you have that. I mean, you have 3 markets combined. I don't think you make that type of money. It'd be wild. But anybody else have any more questions for Noah before he gets out of here? I'm not gonna keep him here. And he wants to go play some money games. Hands itching. See him over there moving it. Like I said, I will have all Noah's links. If you have any links that you need me to get out, just let me
That'd be a
know.
smart
But
idea.
separate
Retro.
market, that would be
Yeah,
amazing.
that'd be smart.
So, like I said, if you have any links that you need me to put out, anything like that, just let me put them in. But yeah, if you got anything you need to shout out or anybody you want to shout out, have at it, let it fly, and I'll let you get out of here.
Nah, thank you for the invite. It was super fun talking. I always want to talk Madden. I don't care. I mean, I'll be talking to the wall. So yeah, this is super cool doing these talk shows with all the Madden guys. Super cool. Shout out my dude Seal Team. Thanks, my guy.
I'm looking
Appreciate that retro.
I'm looking to I have another idea. I've been looking around. I'm actually thinking about getting a couple of you guys at the same time, putting you guys on the show at the same time, and just getting like a different feedback from each because every time I talk to one of you guys, it's different how you guys prep for these tournaments. It's different about how you guys approach the game or how you look at the game. I mean, honestly, what do you think about Madden 20? Where are you at with Madden 20? What did you think overall with the game?
Um, I mean, every game's gonna have their flaws. A lot of people say it's like the worst Madden ever, and that's just like, I mean, people are always gonna complain if they're not good at the game. I thought I was like really good at the game, so like, I mean, I thought it was all right. Like, if you play the game a lot, like, I'm sure you can attest to this too. Like, you're gonna find some glitchy stuff, and like
Yep,
every game's gonna have the
100%.
glitches. Like, that's just how you win games. Like, you gotta like out glitch your opponent, I guess. So I mean, it is what it is.
I just felt like it got bad, like you said with some of the abilities. It just got to a point like it didn't matter if you were good at the game or not.
Yeah,
You
I
can
definitely
win.
think Mutt was kind of insane. That's why I kind of stayed away from it. But yeah,
Probably a
it
good
was
call.
it was all right. You gotta like play some restricted stuff too. Restricted regs where like they banned the Lamar, the Chiefs and the Niners is kind of cool too, I guess.
That's I never heard that one before. That was so. What do
Yeah,
they do? They actually ban these teams out.
yeah. So they banned the Niners, the Chiefs, and the Ravens because like they're the best three teams. So a lot of people will use like the Texans or the Seahawks.
I was
Really just
wondering
met.
why I was seeing that. I was wondering why I was seeing the Seahawks and Texans so much.
Yeah, so like a lot of yeah, that's just how a lot of people play. And then you just pick your team based off abilities. So like since Russell has escape artists and so does Deshaun Watson, and then they got JJ Watt who has edge third elite, I think.
He's his car like he. I just felt like he declined this year.
Oh,
Start,
JJ.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Who
yeah,
was your favorite muck card?
my favorite my card this year. Yeah, I'm biased, bro. I'm biased.
Oh, you gotta go Sean
Sean
T.
Taylor, bro.
Yeah.
Sean Taylor. But no, if I had to probably play, like, if I had to pick a card, I had to go with my Champ Bailey, bro.
Really? You like?
Champ was on my. He's been on my squad the whole year. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, he's just played lights out. Like, if you put certain abilities on him, like, they just make stupid. Everybody's like, "Oh, lurker, lurker." I'm like, bro, no, off lurker, but acrobat. Acrobat is like,
Oh yeah, I've actually started using Acrobat. It kind of sucks though, like if you're too far away and they
yeah,
just fall
won't
down for no
animate.
reason. Like
Yeah,
if they just jump for no reason. That's like the only downfall to Acrobat, but
but that
you
didn't
can make some
happen. That didn't
insane
happen all
plays.
year. That wasn't a thing until later, like
Oh
towards
really?
yeah,
Yeah,
like
I didn't know
like
about that. I just started
before,
using
dude.
it.
Like I used it so I've used it all year. Like people, how the hell are you making them plays? I'm like acrobat. I'm just like really. I'm like yeah. I think I have it on my free safety. I have it on Sean Taylor. Like I think that's why he plays lights. He catches everything. I had lurker on him and I started dropping the ball left and
Yeah, I
back
usually
to.
use Lurker, Acrobat, and then Enforcer, and then I'm good.
Now, where do you run your abilities at? Do you run them on the same like are you running? You run three
So
different abilities throughout like your whole defense. I mean, get three people that you can pick to use all three.
yeah, I got on Troy Polamalu, like the GT middle
Yeah,
linebacker.
linebacker.
Yeah, and then I have Calvin, and then a D line chem.
Do
So
you
Jadavion
prefer?
Clowney
Now, do you
or
prefer
Lawrence Taylor.
prefer Palomalo over Taylor Mays?
Actually, like I started using Troy Polamalu and I loved him just because like he was a middle linebacker. But then like I started to realize people just highball it or just like
It's
I
too
mean
short.
he's so small. Like you put Lurker on him and he just gets mossed too. So
I played Taylor Mays down there, and I mean I thought I did good, but I've been I actually played Dawkins down there.
oh yeah, shout out my dude Dawkins.
Dawkins, hey, I never knock him. That's all I
Yeah.
always say. I always say that I would love to see him and Sean play in the
Yeah,
same game together.
that would have been crazy.
I tell you what, I'm not doing. I'm not going across the middle.
Yeah, I'm not. I
I'm
might not step
beelining.
on the field. I might
I'm
not step
stepping
on the
on the
field.
field. I'm stepping on the field, but my route's going up and out.
Yeah.
Right to the sideline. You ain't hitting
Don't
me.
got time.
No, sir. But thank you for coming on, man. It was great talking to you. And I'm going to let you get out of here. You got to go do your own thing. But I appreciate it. And I will stay in touch with you and let you know if we're going to end up doing this thing with more than one of you on at a time. So I would definitely love it if you rejoined it. If we do, like I said,
Yeah, for sure. Just let me know. Thank you for the invite.
yeah, not a
Appreciate you,
problem,
my
dude.
guy.
Not a problem.